You pressure, sis. The song that I channeled today was Alien Superstar by Beyonce. So the first line of the song says, "You are one of one. You are number one. You are the only one." Let me repeat that. I'm one of one. I'm number one. I'm the only one. That's pretty self-explanatory. This makes me think of my message the other day when I was talking about you putting yourself on the pedestal. Why would you think that somebody else looks better than you? Why would you think that somebody else is more talented than you, more qualified? Why are you boosting up their ego? Spirit said it's time to boost up your own ego. Yes, that humble era is over. This is your pop-out season. Okay? So everybody else who's been talking, they're going to have to humble themselves because they didn't expect you to break out of that little shell that they tried to put you in. This is the season that you become obsessed with you. That's right. This is the season that you become your own best friend. It's making me think of the Saweetie and Doja Cat song, "She's My Best Friend." You are your own best friend. You are your biggest cheerleader. You are your number one fan. That means that you're always going to show up for yourself even when there's nobody else in the stands. Okay? So the same way that you're giving other women props and you're bigging them up, that's beautiful. But do the same thing for yourself. I'm hearing go and stand in front of a mirror and just lay it on thick. Like, sis, you fine. Oh my God. You're so beautiful. You're so intelligent. You're so smart. Big yourself up the same way that you big up your friends, because you deserve that. Spirit said, you're one of one. You're the only one. And now this is making me think of these divine counterpart unions. You're the only one. And that goes into the next line. Don't even waste your time trying to compete with me. Exactly. 101 on the clock. Don't even waste your time trying to compete with me. Look, Spirit be on point. Spirit be on point. When I went to listen to this song, I didn't even remember the lyrics. And you see what I have on today. I have on pearls. Let me read you the line here. It says, "I'm too classy for this world. Forever, I'm that girl. Feed you diamonds and pearls." So Spirit just wanted to make sure that I received that confirmation because I channeled this song after I put this outfit on. So Spirit wanted me to know, yes, this is the message that I want you to bring to the collective. Spirit said, you no longer have to worry about what people have to say about you in this season. Do not worry about what people have to say about you in this season. Spirit wants you to be too much. Too much for their ego. And now I just glanced down. So the next line that they want me to translate, unique, that's what you are. So Spirit said that you're unique. It's giving one of one. There is no competition. There are people trying to compete with you right now. Keep sitting pretty. Keep laughing all the way to the bank because they are trying to compete with you. Wow. And now I look down and I saw the line, no one else in the world can think like me. So Spirit said, nobody else in the world can think like you. Nobody talks like you. Nobody walks like you. Nobody dresses like you. Nobody puts on their makeup the way that you put on your makeup. I'm twisted. I'll contradict it. Spirit said that, sis, you're a walking contradiction. So you might deal with a lot of people trying to box you in, trying to categorize you. We'll get to that in a minute. But you don't have a specific category. You just are who you are. And I'm hearing you can't be categorized because you're everything. Allow yourself to be everything. I'm hearing multidimensional. You're a multidimensional being. You might be very eclectic. You like listening to all types of music. You like being around all different types of people. And people, they try to understand you, but you're a walking contradiction. I'm hearing stereotypes. So they try to stereotype you based on their own limited beliefs, but you always break the mold. So you just leave them in disbelief. It keep him addicted. So that's giving your divine masculine, he only wants you. Okay? Because you're one of one. You're unique. There is no other like you. This is a beautiful message. It said, do not attempt to leave the dance floor. What that was giving me was, don't try to compete. These people, they are laughable. They're steadily trying to compete. They're trying to keep up with you. And you can't keep up. Every time that you try to knock us down, God is going to raise us up even higher. Every time that you try to shit on our name, God is going to write new contracts for us. This is our season of approvals. This is our season of going viral. This is our season of being seen. Nobody can stop this for you. And Spirit is saying they have been trying to stop it. They've been trying with all of their will, just, please, I hope they don't win. It's laughable. And so the next line I'm seeing here is, I'm too classy for this world. And excuse me, because I don't remember these lyrics by heart. So that's why I have to keep looking down. It says, I'm too classy for this world. I'm forever that girl. Haven't I been telling y'all? You were that girl. You were that guy. Spirit is confirming through this message. You were that girl. You were that guy. Not temporarily, not periodically.
Forever.
Feed you diamonds and pearls. Spirit said, I'm about to feed you the luxury life. I'm hearing lavish. I'm hearing luxurious. I almost said expensive, but we're getting that out of our vocabulary. Because Spirit reminded me, nothing is too expensive for you. Remove that from your vocabulary. That's coming from an energy of lack. We only deal with luxurious. We only deal with opulence and abundance. There's no such thing as too expensive. Too expensive for God? Are you serious? Okay, let's throw that away. We're leaving that in 2025. The next line I was advised to jump to was, baby, you're unique. I'm stingy with your love. So this is coming from your divine masculine. He done snuck up in the reading. He said, I'm stingy with my love. It's giving, I'm stingy with you, divine feminine. I'm not sharing you with anybody. You mine. Oh yeah, you mine.
Forever.
1:10 on the clock. You ain't going nowhere. The next line is, unicorn is the uniform that I put on. All eyes on you when you perform. So once again, you're a unicorn. You're unique. You're different. I'm smiling because this is just so cute. Because this song came straight from Spirit. And this is a whole reading within itself. Spirit said, you are a unicorn. Okay? You put on. You put your city on, I'm hearing. You put your family on. 1:11 on the clock. Eyes on you when you perform. So once again, you got a lot of eyes on you. You got a lot of people watching you. I'm hearing haters and celebrators. You got fans and clans. Okay? So you got all type of people that are watching you right now. So Spirit is saying, give them something to look at. I'm seeing popcorn. So they're sitting back and watching the show. Because your spirit team, they know they got you. And they know that no matter what anybody tries, it's going to fail. Because you are destined to win. And you can put a stamp on that. Wow. So the next line is, Mastermind and Hakator. Label whores can't clock, I'm so obscure. So once again, this is giving, they are trying to compete where they don't compare. Just because you put on the same clothes as me doesn't mean you're going to shine the way I shine. And you still not going to attract the attention that I attract. You could try to speak like me. You could try to walk like me. And Spirit is saying people are going to ignore you because you can't put on my energy. And now it's funny because the other line was eyes on me when I put on. So once again, they want to put on your energy. Y'all fools is crazy. Anyway, let's keep moving. Okay, so the next line is masterpiece, genius, drip, intravenous. And I'll be honest, I had to look up that word. I'm like, intravenous? I mean, it sounds like extraterrestrial or something, like interdimensional. And actually, intravenous means existing within. So you got the drip coming from within, which, yeah, that kind of would be like interdimensional. But anyway, I digress. So, mastermind, genius. You a mastermind, sis. You a mastermind. That's why they can't keep up. Because every time they try to clock you, you already moved on to the next thing. I'm hearing multi-talented, triple threat. You're good at everything. You're pretty. They don't like that. You got class. They don't like that. You're magnetic. They don't like that. You're talented in multiple things. They don't like that. These people are sick, is what I'm hearing. They're sick. They're spiritually sick. Oh my God, this is so funny. Like this next line, when I say it is so on point, like I love when Spirit talks directly to me. It says, unique. That's what you are. Lingerie reflecting off the mirror in the bar. What am I wearing today? Looks like lingerie, right? Like I said, confirmation. Everything is a message. There are no coincidences. And I'm learning that for myself. Because sometimes I'll try to talk myself out of things because that's what the logical mind does. It wants to make sense of things. And Spirit is like, listen, sis, it ain't no coincidences. Especially when it comes to you. You're too damn magical to believe in coincidences. So nothing is a coincidence. And it's giving me dancing on the bars. So you might be very adventurous, even if you try to suppress that side. Because a lot of us, once again, we grew up in very conservative households. We were little church girls. And so we learned that we had to suppress ourselves. You need to always act like a lady and da-da-da-da-da. You are not a robot. Spirit said, be yourself. Be authentic. Be a little wild. Be a little crazy. Because it's going to liberate your soul. Everything is so uniform. And now it's making me think back to the other line when she said, unicorn is the uniform that I put on. So once again, she's not putting on this uniform of, I'm Miss Conservative, I'm Miss Goody Good. You're a unicorn. You are meant to stand out. You are meant to shine. You are meant to ruffle some feathers. Spirit got your back is what I'm hearing. So you don't need anybody else's approval. And once again, it's so funny because I was just hearing Mrs. Prim and Proper. And the next line is literally, we dress a certain way. We walk a certain way. So it's giving, you're not meant to dress like everybody else. You're not meant to walk or talk like everybody else. It says we paint a certain way. We make love a certain way. Yes, I'm channeling the divine masculine. He loves that about you. You're unique. Everything that you do is different. You have your own style. You put your own stamp on it. It says all of these things we do in a unique, specific way that is personally yours. So Spirit is saying they want you to stand on that. They want you to continue being unique. You don't have to do things the way that everybody else have been doing them. You're a pioneer. You're a leader. You're an innovator. So it's okay if you're the first one doing what you do. Don't look to other people for validation if this is okay. If spirit is laying on your heart to do it a certain way, then do it that way. That means spirit wants to express itself through you. And by spirit, I mean God. You're co-creating with God. You and God are partners. Okay? So those thoughts, those desires that you have, they're being inspired by God. And spirit was like, don't skip this part. It said category, sexy bitch. Alien superstar. Category, sexy bitch. It's giving, you're in your own lane. You're in your own category. I like that. So once again, you're one of one. Spirit wants you to be unique. I'm hearing we need you to be yourself. Because you being yourself is actually going to be healing to the world. Let me give you an example. When I first got back into doing music, it was after I had done a lot of healing. Prior to doing that healing, I still had a lot of wounds, a lot of mother wounds specifically. And I grew up in a very conservative household. We couldn't swear. We couldn't talk about sex. We couldn't dress a certain way that was too provocative. So I was very suppressed. And it was a whole journey for me just to liberate myself. Sexually, verbally, emotionally, mentally. Because of all of these projections that had been placed on me growing up. All of this indoctrination. But Spirit is saying, what are you afraid of? Because many of us, we were afraid of being judged. We were afraid of not being liked. We were afraid of being abandoned, being misunderstood. I'm hearing Spirit say, so what? I'm hearing that Sierra song, so what? Spirit said, so what? Let them misunderstand you. Let them abandon you. They were never meant to be in your life in the first place. So what are you afraid of? What's the worst that could happen with you being yourself? With you being the unique individual that God has created you to be? What's the worst that could happen? You could lose a few customers. You could lose a few followers. So what? They were never meant to be in your tribe. They were never meant to be in your circle. They were never meant to be with you at the top. So let people reveal themselves to you. Let them walk away. But you be authentic, because that's what's going to weed out the real from the fake. Then you will be able to see who is just sticking around because you fit into their little box. And who's actually there for you, who's truly supporting you, who truly loves you, for all of you. And the last part is we just reaching out to the solar system we flying over. So what that's giving me is, once again, society. You overcoming that fear of not fitting into society. You overcoming that fear of being abandoned, not being accepted, not being loved for who you are. I'm hearing Spirit say you have to love you. Don't worry about if anybody else loves you. Don't worry about if you're not everybody's cup of tea. That's okay. Like I said in my other post, let them drink coffee, baby. But you be authentically who you are. Show up in the world as yourself. As yourself. Because you can't lie to yourself. And every time you try to hide behind a mask, you're saying, I'm not good enough. That's what you're telling yourself. That's what you're telling your inner child. Every time you try to hide away or you dim your light based on what other people think about you, Every time that you conform based on how you think other people will judge you, let them judge. Let them judge. Because I'm hearing it's actually envy. They wish that they were as free and liberated and unique as you are. It says bullshit we're flying over. Supernatural love up in the air. I just talk my shit, Casanova. If that's your man, then why you over here? So the first part of that, bullshit we flying over, supernatural love up in the air, that was giving me spirit. God loves you unconditionally. You are God having a human experience. God loves itself. God loves every single thing about itself. It's you, your ego, that's telling you that I'm flawed. I need to change this. I'm not good enough. That's your ego. That was created here on earth. But your God self loves everything about you. There are no mistakes. You were created exactly the way that you were meant to be. So once again, bullshit we're flying over. This is all of those limiting beliefs, all those limitations that people put on you growing up to oppress you, to oppress your spirit, telling you have to act this way, you have to talk this way, you have to dress this way. Understand that you are a sovereign being. God has given you the right to decide for yourself. You get the right to decide for yourself what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. I always say it's about perspective. There are countries where people are literally walking around naked, and it's perfectly fine. And then you have America, where you'll actually get locked up and go to jail. It's just based on perspective. It's based on perception, and it's based on laws. Just like you go to Dubai and certain places and you can't do certain things there, but you can do them here. So it's giving, you're following the law of the land, not the law of God. Because the law of God is freedom and sovereignty for all beings. 1:44 on the clock right now. But the last line, superstar, supernova, power, pull a man closer. What I'm channeling from this is you being yourself, you shining brightly like a supernova that's giving a sun. You shining like the sun, and I see the yellow candle behind me. You allowing yourself to shine is actually how you stand in your power. You dimming your light is you giving away your power. Every time you conform in order to impress other people, in order to fit into their box, in order to be loved or accepted, you're giving them your power. You're giving them the power to control you. So every time you choose based on what you want, based on how you feel, that is you standing in your divine power. So don't let anybody shrink you. Don't let anybody diminish you based on their own small perspectives and projections. In that last line, it just gave it away as to who we're talking about. If that's your man, then why he over here? So it's given, there are some karmic exes I'm hearing, or people that were connected even to your divine masculine, who are still trying to claim him. And it's like, if that was your man, then why he over here?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Why you bothering me? Why are you stalking me? I'm getting delusional, and not in a good way. And I'm also channeling, there is a woman who's connected to one of these karmic men who are still trying to come after you. And she's delusional. She thinks that you want her man. And you don't even want him because this is a karmic ex. And if you're watching, you know exactly who I'm talking about. A flock of lovebirds literally just flew by my window. So these karmic energies, karmic women I'm hearing, are literally stalking you. So Spirit is saying, give them a show, sis. Because you're an alien superstar. Period. I heard, give them hell. Since they like to play with fire, let them light their own match. Because every time they send you evil eye, every time they send you ill intentions, God is going to raise you up. God is going to send you even more blessings. I'm hearing in this next season, your blessings are going to overflow. And you have your haters to thank for that. They thought that they were kicking you while you were down. God was just preparing you for a major comeback. While you were down there, you were dying to that old version of you who allowed yourself to be bullied, who allowed yourself to be confined, I'm hearing, shackled. It's giving phoenix rising. A phoenix dies and then it rises even stronger. So sis, you're a phoenix. So don't worry about what other people have to say about you. You live your life for you. You be the alien superstar that you are, baby. You're here to shine. So get to it. Peace and love.